Welcome to another transformational challenge. This challenge has to do with if you're not sleeping so well, we have some challenges for you to help you sleep better. Now, if you are having trouble sleeping, you may be having irritability, you may be having trouble at work and focusing, you may be really tired, you may be feeling really stressed in relationship to not sleeping. So, sleep has been shown to be very helpful to be more calm and relaxed and live a better life, and especially to be healthy. Really important to get enough sleep. What's recommended is to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. Now, this is part 3 in a series of 3, and in this part, we're going to talk about some very amazing and interesting things having to do with sleep that you probably had no clue about or ever heard about. Some of these. Okay, like for instance, what the Russians found is that if you are a mouth breather, that you're going to have trouble sleeping at night because you're going to be hyperventilating. You're going to be creating, not having enough carbon dioxide in your tissues. And the carbon dioxide is essential to have in your tissues because it's a carrier of oxygen into your brain, into all your cells. So you need to have enough carbon dioxide. And if you're mouth breathing, you're not going to have enough carbon dioxide because you're hyperventilating, and it's going to cause you to wake up. And it may be a big part, for some people, it may be a big part of sleep apnea. So this is something that you can try. It's taping your mouth. Can you taping your mouth? Wow, that sounds really crazy, doesn't it? Taping your mouth. Whoa! There's a special tape that you can get at the drugstore, and you may not know whether you're a mouth breather or not. Well, if you tape your mouth and have a much better sleep at night, that gives you a pretty good idea. And if you tend to have a dry mouth, you wake up with a dry mouth, that's another very, very strong indication. So, another thing that most people wouldn't even think of is the gut flora. Now, what the research is showing is that the gut flora is like a second brain. And then it creates more serotonin than the brain does. It creates 80% of the serotonin. And the serotonin is like the relaxation enzyme. And not only is it a relaxation enzyme, it's used to make a good part of the melatonin. So the melatonin, as you probably know, is that when we start to go to sleep, we start creating more melatonin in our system, and then that's what helps us to go to sleep into the rhythm of our life. Now, if you're not creating enough melatonin, you have a harder time going to sleep. If you take melatonin and you sleep a whole lot better, more than likely you have a gut issue. And the problem with taking melatonin for a long time is that it tends to, it's a hormone. And so it tends to stop the body from creating its own melatonin. So the gut flora is really important to reestablish. And what some of the latest research is showing is that one of the main problems of getting the gut flora really established and flourishing is the glyphosate that seems to be everywhere, from the GMOs and from the non-organic vegetables. This is showing to be like one of the plagues, of our civilization that's keeping us from being healthy and keeping the gut from being optimally healthy. So you want to get that glyphosate out, and you want to build your flora. Now, somebody came up with they call it the Biomimetic, and it does both. It helps get the glyphosate out, and it helps build the flora. So that's a place to start. So you want to start there, and then then it's good to work with somebody like me, a healthcare provider, so that we can give you a lot of guidance of how to really get your intestinal flora to get better, because lots of times there's other parasites and there's, so, to find out what's going on in there, most people have candida. They get the candida, to first of all get the candida handled, and then to build up the flora. There's special diets and all kinds of things, and that's the best way to go. Is to see somebody, like me. You could see me, you could see somebody else, but that, it's kind of hard to figure it out yourself. You can try yourself, but gut flora can be a powerful way to help you sleep better, to get your gut flora healthier, happier. Now, another thing that can be really powerful is to do a certain breathing technique. One of the breathing techniques that's recommended by many practitioners is to breathe into the count of 2 and to breathe out to the count of 4. And that the body begins to go into more parasympathetic, goes into more relaxation mode. And to make it even more powerful, to add the information on that the Russians have found, is to hold the breath out when you breathe out. Hold it out for at least the same count. So you breathe in the count of 2, you breathe out the count of 4, then you hold out for 4, and you do this numerous times. You do this 3, 4, or 5 times before you go to bed. Or when you're stressed. This helps with stress, this helps with anxiety, this helps with pain, it helps with inflammation, but it helps with everything. So this is something you may want to do throughout the day. Just do it and try it and see how well it works. And if it seems like it's helpful, then you want to extend it. Instead of 2 seconds in, you do 3, and then 6 seconds out, then hold at least 6 seconds, and then maybe explore holding it out more and more to, say, 20 seconds. Well, most people can't do that. Oh, 10 seconds. Maybe that's doable. Okay, but you challenge yourself a little bit and do that numerous times when you're stressed, or when you want to go to sleep, or when you're in pain. And I think you'll find yourself feeling a bit better. So that's something that most people don't think about. Now, another thing that can be in the way of sleep that relates to stress is the adrenal glands being out of balance. The adrenal glands being stressed. And there's just doing things to be more relaxed is helpful. One of the most powerful things you can do before going to bed is to meditate. And the heart meditation is one of the best meditations that I know of. And the real short basics of that is to put your hands over your heart and to feel that warmth and love in your heart. Think about what you're grateful for. Just focus on what you're grateful for. And focus on that love in your heart. And feel that love light. Just shine that love light throughout your body. Just focus on love. And focus on loving yourself. And focus on loving others. And do that as a meditation before you go to bed. Now, that'll help your adrenal glands to calm down before you go to sleep. Also, taking a warm bath. There's all kinds of supplements you can take. Gaia Herbs has some really good ones. There's acupuncture. If you're having trouble sleeping, it's good to see somebody like me, an acupuncturist, a nutritionist. It can be very, very helpful. So, see how you do with these tips, and if you can, let me know how you're doing. And we have a Facebook group called Living from the Heart Facebook group, and we'd love to have you join. There'll be a lot more of these types of videos there, and videos to help you live from your heart, and videos to help you to be less stressed and happier and healthier. So just look down below and click the link down below to join the Living from the Heart group, the Facebook group. Okay. So you have a loving day, and remember to live from your heart.